Hey, how's it going? NES&Up here, and I'm back at it again with a little video review. This time, it's for a little game called Endurance, a recently released top-down shooter. Is it a game I would recommend only for easy achievements and trophies, or is it actually a fun game too? Check it out. So here we have Endurance, a top-down shooter, and right off the bat, I get interested when I hear top-down shooter because I grew up on Die Hard Trilogy, Loaded, and Reloaded for PS1. I know there are many more top-down shooters, but these are the ones I loved. It's just the non-stop action and the gore that gets me hooked, and I'm definitely not ashamed to admit that. So in Endurance, you have to pick one of 6 characters. Each start off with their own preset stats. Here's an example. Now, don't worry too much about these initial stats, as you can level them up throughout the game. You have about 25 or so levels, and by the time I beat the game, I had everything maxed out except for the trap detection skill. We start off as one of these researchers on the Endurance, a spaceship where all the crew members go crazy because of an infection. And that's pretty much it for the plot. There are some twists and dialogue. There's also a ton of Easter eggs from sci-fi and action movies. I'm sure I missed some, but I smiled when I saw the ones I caught. Here's one little Easter egg that I loved. There's a whole grip of them, so just be sure to pay attention. Now let's get on to combat. That's the part of the gameplay that got me hooked the most. I was so hooked that I actually beat this game in 2 sittings, and I usually don't game for more than 2 hours at a time anymore, so that was pretty surprising. I'm not really going to get too much into the controls because everyone familiar with this genre should feel right at home. You do get a ton of weapons you can find or buy in-game. You can purchase the guns with earned credits that you find. You also get credits for every enemy you kill, so you'll just rack up credits in no time. The same credits can also be used to level up your character or refill your health. You can also use it to respawn twice per level. I think it costs 200 credits, if I'm correct. With this artillery of all types of guns, rockets, and bomb launchers, you go through 25 or so levels. You just completely annihilate enemies, turrets, drones, bosses, everything in sight. You just completely destroy them. I played on the normal difficulty, and the game isn't too hard. I died about 4 times on mostly what was boss fights, and it was mostly because they get a shield when they're close to dying, and if you aren't prepared for that, rest in peace. Endurance has a ton of corridors and locked doors that anyone familiar with top-down shooters should already know about. So be ready for backtracking, but it isn't annoying honestly because of the objective markers on the map. With how action-packed it was and how much I used the map, I felt like I was playing one of those build engine games, with all the action and just locked doors. Now, in these corridors, I definitely say you should explore because there you find weapons, companions, upgrades, and a bunch of weapon buffs that'll definitely come in handy. Overall, I gotta say, Endurance is a fun, visually pixelated top-down shooter. It was a relief for me because the last game I played in the genre was Zombieland, and that game was, oh my god, was really a dumpster fire. The price of admission for the game is so affordable, I think it's like $7.99, and it gives you lots of bang for your buck, whether it's with action or little nerdy Easter eggs. I highly recommend it to fans of the genre and just retro in general, and also recommend it to anyone that just wants to look for a game to kill time, as it doesn't take itself too serious, and that's a good thing when you're looking for a game to kill time. Just pop it in, play a couple of levels, and turn it off. You know what I mean. My only complaint about the game is actually a funny one. It's actually the sniper rifle, which I could not stand using. Luckily, there's like a million other guns. Another thing I want to add that besides this game being very fun, I see a lot of people picking this game up for achievements. And it's going to be one of those games that the achievement hunters pick up just because the achievements are easy, and they're going to end up liking. They're going to be surprised because I used to be an achievement hunter, and I know how it is playing the game just for achievements. And when the game is terrible and you just bear with the game because of the achievements. But this game, you won't have that. You're going to play the game and actually enjoy it because it's really a good and fun overall game. And I'm going to end it on that as I don't want the video to get too long. Let me know what you think about it. And if you like the video, give it a like and subscribe if you haven't. Those two things can definitely help out with the YouTube algorithm, and that'll help me too. I can review more games, put more footage out, stuff like that. I'll appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, with that, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I hope to see you in the next one. Adios.